Hello, everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how you set up a Google document when you are writing anything or typing anything under the MLA style guide using the basic format for MLA. So after reviewing the MLA PowerPoint or slides presentation from Purdue OWL, we know that the first rule for formatting any document is to follow your instructor's guidelines. So the basic format I'm going to show you, but if your teacher or your instructor tells you to do something specific, you always do that. The next set of guidelines, or the next rule that you should be aware of, is that for an MLA style paper, you are always going to be typing it on a 8.5 by 11 size paper. So that is your basic paper that you would print from. So typically that's what's already going to be in a printer in the library, and that is how this page is already set up. So if you go to File, you scroll down to Page Setup, you will see that the paper size is already 8.5 by 11. And it's in a portrait orientation, so that means it's going to be set up just like you would read a paper. And here are the margins. And the margins are already set to 1 inch, which is what MLA style requests. So this is your default. So the paper will already be set up like this. You double space everything. So in order to double space something, you're going to go to Format. You're going to go to Line Spacing under Format. Scroll over, and you're going to click on Double. So this is how you change the line spacing whenever you want to type a document. That does not mean that you hit Enter twice after each line. That is unnecessary work. All you have to do is click on Format, Line Spacing, click on Double, and it does it for you. You're going to use 12-point Times New Roman font. So this right here is your toolbar, this whole line of buttons. So to switch the font, you're going to click this button here where it says Arial. We should know by now, just from our experience with computers, that Arial is a font. But if you hover your mouse over this button, it's going to show font right there. You're going to click on that. I already have Times New Roman listed at the top of my fonts from where I used it recently, but these are in alphabetical order. So scroll down to the bottom where the T's are, and you click on Times New Roman. Once you click on that, it's going to switch it at the top so that you can see it. Next, we want it in a 12-point font. So you're going to slide over, and if I hover there, it shows that that's the font size. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go down to 12. So now I have everything double spaced. I've clicked on my font and changed my font size. We know that we leave only one space after punctuation, and we set all margins to 1 inch on all sides like I showed you at the beginning. And whenever you type a paragraph in MLA, the first line of a paragraph is indented. So you click Tab once. So to begin a paper in MLA, in order to title the paper and to put your name and to give all information that you need to your instructor, you begin by putting your name first. So my name is Rebecca Griffith. That is why I'm putting that name specifically right there. So when you write your own paper, you're not going to put Rebecca Griffith down. You're going to type in your own name. After you put down the name, you list the instructor's name. So for this class, it will be Miss Griffith. After you include the instructor's name, you press enter once. You don't have to hit more than once because we've already double spaced it. You list the course. So this is pre-AP English 2. And then lastly, you put the date. So the date today that I'm filming this video is August 28th, 2020. When you list the date in a MLA paper, you actually type out the date. You're not going to do 8/28/2020. You've got to type it out. After you've included that, you would press enter once. You would come directly underneath that line where the date is, and you're going to put in the title of the essay. So your title of your essay needs to be centered. That does not mean that you press space 20 times or however many times it takes for it to look like it's in the center of the paper. There's a much easier way to do that. You go back up to your toolbar and you are going to look here. All of these lines right here show you how to align your paper. So right here we have left align, which is how we did our name, date, and instructor and class. Next to it, you have center align. Beside that, you have right align, so anything you typed will be on the right side of the paper. We want ours on center align, so we're going to click that button and we're going to press in or type in title. Now, whenever you actually type a paper, you want a specific title, not just something generic like I just put. Then you're going to press enter once. You're going to go back up to the top where that button's for left align is, and you're going to click it again so that you can go back to left alignment. Now we would begin typing our paper. And like I said, you indent the first line of a paragraph to show where paragraphs begin and end. So I'm going to press tab once, and that's going to indent my first line 1/2 inch. So I hit tab once, and I am going to begin my paragraph. When you start typing, you will use the basic writing rules that we covered in the writing workshop. So right now our paper is set up just how we need it to be under the MLA guidelines for formatting for an MLA paper. So from here on, I could continue to type my paper and everything would be done correctly. I wouldn't have to go back and change anything. However, we do want to add one more thing. If this paper were going to be more than one page, I would want to add a header to all of my pages. That way, when I print it, if for some reason the pages were to come undone from the staple, I would have a header on each page that had the title and page number and my name. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on Insert. I'm going to go to Headers and Footers. I'm going to click on Header, and it's going to put a header at the top of my page. Now notice, this is above where I put in my name, the instructor's name, the class, and the date. So this does not follow the 1 inch guideline, which is appropriate because we're giving additional information. So for our header, we want to include the author's last name and the page number. So to do that, you are going to switch this to right align, and you are going to put in your last name. When you put in your last name, it is going to switch the font, which is not a big deal. You can leave it at Arial, or you can switch it back to Times New Roman. Once you put in your last name, press space once. Now you're going to go back to insert. You're going to go down to page numbers, and you're going to automatically put the page numbers in on the right side, which is demonstrated here. And you're going to use this setting to do it. You're not going to put in the page numbers yourself because this will do it for you and it will change each page. So I'm going to click on that and it inserts the page number for me on the right side there by my name. That way, if I were to keep typing and go to a new page, it would automatically put that in right there for me. And notice that the header is inserted on each page without me having to manually do that each time. So as I begin typing my paper, I can keep typing it without having to go back and try to fix that. So this is all you need to start setting up a Google Doc. Once you have typed a paper, everything there is saved. You could exit out and it would save automatically as long as you know your internet is still connected. But there's one more thing I want to show you. Up here, it'll show you the document status. So it'll say all changes are saved to Drive, and this document is ready for offline use. So everything has been saved. If I wanted to, I could star this document and just know of its importance. And then right here, it shows me that I could move this document to a specific folder. So if I click on this, I will see all the folders that are in my drive. I can go to Classroom, I can go to English 2, or any other folders that you all were to have saved. And I could put this in a folder. That way I've organized it and know where it's specifically at. So that is where this document is now, and I know specifically where I can find it. So use this if you need to figure out how to set up a document.